Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. How utterly strange. Oh well, I mean, it seems to be working now. But yeah, this keeps happening. I even like did a little bit of minor editing on the thing to see if it would crash, but it only crashes when I'm streaming. And I think I did like, you know, a simple thing like reinstalling it, but I'm not sure if I did it like properly. How are things looking? Okay, well, let's try it. Right? And then y'all can tell me if there's anything I need to know about how it's not working or how you can't hear me or something. Besides, we have 3 cats. We have 3 kitties. We have 3 kitties. And we have a drink. And we have Zelda. And we have me. And 3 kitties. So I'm feeling good. Man, I just want to like play with things. I just want to like touch buttons and things. I'm like, nah, just play the game. All right. What was I working on? Oh, right. I did the other one. So now I was going on to do this one. I wonder why I stopped. Probably because I had just done it, right? Ooh, I like that. Let's see what I got here. This all seems good. Let's hold on to some normal stuff. Yay! Hi, Kit! So it did the crashy thing again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I worked on it. I worked on it a little bit just to see how that would change stuff. Good boys. And basically, it it let me do some work on it. Oh, my volume is very low. Let me fix that. Hopefully, fixing it won't ruin anything. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Advanced audio. Lapel mics. Huh. Okay, I wonder if it's just like me. If I'm just like not talking loud enough. Because it's at 200%. I mean, I can put it up from 200%. 230. There we go. Alright, so switch audio is pretty low, lapel mic is all the way up. Any difference? Still very low. I wonder why that might be. I mean, I think it's time for me to actually listen to the monitor, see if... All right. So, is the microphone low, or is it just that I'm talking quietly? It sounds like you're saying that if it were just I'm talking quietly, you'd be able to tell the difference. All right, let's do... Nope, wrong one. PAL mics active to 30%. I mean, we could just fucking make it 300% and see what happens. It doesn't seem to like make that big of a difference. 9.5. I wonder if that's just the monitor. No, it's not. It's the actual dB. How are the levels on OBS? I mean, I'm looking at OBS. That's what what do you mean? That's what I'm looking at. Let's see. I think I need to hear the actual stream. Which means that you might get a reverb. Nope, I'm gonna do this quick and then I'm gonna mute and then I'm gonna listen to myself. So I gotta talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and mute. Okay, that was a thought, but I did not actually successfully do any of the things. Hang on. I'm having all this trouble with my phone today. All right, we're gonna do the talk, 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 talk. Kit, are you sure it's not on your end? Because it sounded fine on my phone. Yeah, like, is your volume, like, down in a weird way? Can you hear other things? Any possibility of that? Because, yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm gonna do it again. Talk, 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 talk. Talk, 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 talk. Sounds completely normal over here. Okay, I feel a little bit better. I mean, I feel substantially better because it sounds okay on my phone, which is great. All right. Let's see. All right, let's get back to this. We'll see if anybody else has input on stuff because I'm thinking of doing, I have several ideas about what I want to do shortly. I'm thinking of either doing a BTS stream because I've felt inspired for the first time in a long time to do other things. All the way up and you're quite soft. Try listening to other people's streams and see if there's any difference. Onegai. Okay, I've gotten lost. I just want to go back where I started. There it is. And it's on 2% volume. Oh yeah, I have Blacklight stream in the background and it's on 2% volume to even hear you. It'd be very helpful if anybody else chimed in here. Okay, I'm gonna go do the thing again where I mute the thing and listen to it on my phone. Okay, yeah, that sounded fine over here. Yeah, try that. Because it's weird if I can hear it on my phone. Okay, let me try listening to literally anybody else's stream, and that I don't even have to mute my mic for because it won't, like, loop in a weird way.
You're losing points that way.
So here's
Luckily
Tanuki.
for you, though, Robot, we are doing a long stream tomorrow, so even if you're, like, not awake yet, just leave a lurk, and then you'll be earning.
Okay, so Tanuki sounds like that. I don't sound very different to me. Okay, so Tanuki sounds like that. I don't sound very different to me. Yeah, that sounds the same. Okay, so that's real weird, Kit. I think it's on your end, but we'll see if anybody else pops in and says that there's anything off with the sound. You know, it could easily have something to do with... Honestly, Kit, I've been kind of wondering if whatever it is that you did to, like, make... In theory, if I ever use the microphone on my headphones... Like, I feel like my OBS started crashing around that time. I haven't been, like, it's a computer, so, like, I haven't been actually necessarily making a causal relationship, but I still wanted to note that for timing. And I wonder if that's causing it to sound different on the PC, or... But it's weird that other streams are fine. It might have something to do with the way that my output is configured. You might have done something to my output when you were adding a thing for the speaker on my headphones that I don't actually use. I mean, the microphone on my headphones that I don't actually use. But luckily, I think that I'm at least, whoa. At least okay enough that I can do this. Okay, wait. Okay, so I've already hit this, whatever it is. Wait, what the fuck? Could easily be responsible for the crashes, and it would definitely impact how the Yeti mic comes across. This isn't the Yeti mic. This is the lapel mic that I'm using. The same one that we've been using together. Okay, so this is... Alright, I'm confused. What am I supposed to do here? Let's check the adventure log. No, these are side quests. Oh, wait. Yep. Lome Island Prophecy. Okay. Never mind. I already did this bit. I just need to... Oh, yeah, I know. I don't think it would mess with that output, though. Input. Okay. Well. Alright. Okay, well, hopefully this is fine. I don't know. Let's just play a game for a minute, and then see if other people give me information my stream setup being all scuffy. Also, it'd be interesting to see how mentally on I am, because the last time I was doing these, I found myself very easily able to navigate the mazes that I did. And I'm very curious if I'm able to right now. I think I should, because I feel very, like, sort of rested, and I've been able to actually process things at a higher level, which for me I have to track pretty carefully. I think because I'm more ambitious than I might have otherwise been. I was talking to a friend of mine today about how people like us with like really, really serious like executive dysfunction issues like are often like super, super on top of really massive things in their lives. Because we're talking about like dealing with like seriously like 6-figure debts and like managing them well and stuff like that. Just like big life things. And one of the things that the friend mentioned, this was not like the central point or anything, it was just like a side point, was just that like we have, for various reasons, it seems a lot less fear of failure, and are able to, like, this is actually not related at all to the other thing that I was saying. This is just like completely separate. Ooh, hello. You are a thing I'm looking for. I think the way to get there is probably to go through there. Alright, so how do I get to there? Okay. I wonder if this one is... I wonder if there's like difficulties associated with these, or if they are... Because, you know, they're all... You could come across them at any point. In fact, like, this is, I think, the one that you're most likely to come across first. I think. I'm actually not sure. I think I might be mixing that up with... the earlier game. Alright, I'm like... Okay, I apologize for being like halfway through a thought, but I'm abandoning it. It was like an interesting thought that I was enjoying an interesting thought earlier today, and I would love to share it with you, but I'm clearly just distracted with, you know, the thing that I'm actually doing, which is kind of not what a distraction is, in many ways. Like, that was the distraction, and this is me, like, shaking off the distraction, I guess. Okay, so I'm looking to see if there are entryways. It looks like there's going to be one over on that side of this particular... Huh. So it's actually pretty difficult to get fall damage here, but it is possible, I discovered in experimenting. Woo! There we go. Hey, I did it. I fucking did it, like, way faster and more easily than I was expecting to. Yay! I guess I'm more on than I thought. And we've got 3 kitties. Maybe it's just all the good luck kitties. Yep. Alright. Thing 1. Alright. Oh, I see, because this one has a big central area, just like, oh my god, just like the original. Oh man, this was like a fairly traumatizing, because there was like a giant guardian stalker right here, and this is where you got the travel medallion when they actually added that as DLC. It was underneath this area. There's this graveyard of stalkers and guardians and shit, and like you go in, there's just like a gigantic open area, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, a bunch of like not stalkers, at least mostly decayed, but still terrifying. Oh my god, this actually does capture the sense of that original one a lot better than most of the others. I was gonna, like, possibly just... What's the word? Transport back? But I wonder if... Man, this is, like, more of a maze in some ways than... But I wonder if that would be... Well, no, I think in this one it's more mazy, so I'll do it. In some of the other ones, it would be, like, I think, a sign that I'm not on enough to actually do a maze, because in this, like, actually traveling around it, like, the little nooks and crannies and details is how you're able to navigate it, or in the other ones. I think in this one, because of its, like, central open area, there's something to be said for starting over. It's just skydive mobility, not, like, floating mobility. All right, where should I enter for this? I feel like up here. For this, yeah, I think there's gonna be some, like, you have to jump down to an area and then run through somewhere. All right, let's go all the way in. Okay, well, I gotta look at that. Because otherwise it would beep at me forever. Yay! Excellent. Good start. I like that you can often tell that there's something... Ooh, hello. Hello. There we go. Oh, yes. You can often tell where there was something big in the previous game, because they'll, like, put something there that's, like, small and not super influential, just to like preserve the dignity of the thing that they had designed previously, without actually like piggybacking on it in a way that made it seem like they were like not actually doing the work in terms of... Wait. Oh, I see. Okay, first let's delete that. So, hilariously, it looks like I did the bottom one. I did the underneath one. Did I? No, I didn't. Did I? Yeah, I did. I fucking did. No, I did the normal one. I didn't do the underground one. In fact, it's dark. Holy shit. Oh, because it's completely separate. Oh, that makes sense. I couldn't access it. All right. Because, yeah, there were a bunch of people who were like, this is going to be $60, no, $70, $80, whatever, $70 DLC. And, I mean, it fucking isn't. It's obviously its own game. But it's clear that they were very sensitive to the concept of that criticism. And so they would not actually reutilize the work they did on the previous design, but they would often honor it. So if, like, there's a bunch of... And which is really good, because if there are people who did not play the original, even though, like, my god. I wonder what the percentage of people who only played this game is. Because there's a lot of, like, a lot of really clear design in the, you know, the canonical world that was meant to serve the original game. And that, like, reutilizing would have been, you know, really disappointing. Wow, I am very on right now, I guess, because I just did too. With thinky thoughts, and not, and not with, like, aimless rambling. and not like talky rambling. Did anybody else find it like completely shocking that I suppose the more base meaning of rambling is to like wander, like rambling man, and not to talk endlessly? I don't really have the type of existence anymore that makes actual rambling in the physical sense such a rambling thoughts. I always thought. No, I mean like rambling. I feel like the more base meaning of rambling is like physical wandering, like Rambling Man, that song. It's like physically moving through the world and wandering. And because, like, you know, that's not a thing that I think that the modern world has a lot of space for, it's really not the meaning that has taken hold in a more modern sense. To the extent that, like, I feel like, you know, in using rambling a little bit more in the traditional sense, I have to explain that I don't mean like by talking, I mean by rambling around this area. Another thing that I find really interesting about the way that my mind works is that in this game, I veer wildly, but not often, right? Like in very, very big ways, just not often. Between having the map, like needing the map to be pinned to north, which is what I have right now, versus what I did almost the entire rest of the time that I was playing this game, which was having it always pointing forward. So like in the options, lock minimap to north is currently enabled. Almost this entire game that I played, hundreds of hours, I think, probably, this was disabled, and the north would move around based on the direction I was facing it. I needed that in order to be able to process the map. All of a sudden, I started playing this again recently, like last couple months, and I needed to switch it. And I've had this happen with Breath of the Wild as well. And I have no idea. This is one of the things, like, I'm always watching my own brain function, and I have no idea. I have no earthly idea why this is. Sometimes my brain recognizes one way, and sometimes it's the other, and they seem to be pretty mutually exclusive. All right, I think. Ooh, hello. There we go. Nope. Yeah, hang on. Let's go back where I came from. Okay, did you do all of the labyrinths? Awesome. Did you find them to be particularly varied in their difficulty? I suspect not, because you can find them in sort of any order. That it would mostly be difficulty based on like personal sense of a thing being hard. I think the Lomi Island was harder in difficulty than the others I found pretty easy, but I also think I got really lucky. I mean, yeah, like, these are the types of puzzles that, like, you can treat as puzzles or you can just treat as exploration. And if you do it that way, like, and I kind of really love the design element of that, which is, like, a thing that, which is one of the reasons why I find this, like, this game, and I consider this, you know, a package deal with, Breath of the Wild to be like my happy place in a way where it's like it's not just a game to me. It feels like home to me. Like I will turn it on and run around in it just because, like, you know, that's like a version of just hanging around in life to me because it feels so comfortable to be there based on the design of the world. There are a couple of games that give me a design of world where I can exist in it in a way that is in perfect harmony with my brain chemistry. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild is one of them. And when that perfect harmony exists, I feel more natural just like existing there than I do necessarily in the world or in other, certainly in parts of being in the world. If I was like out around other people, if I was at like a happy hour with coworkers or just like in the office or at a party that a friend was throwing or something, I am like I'm less certain to be as like completely comfortably in a situation where my brain is just completely comfortable functioning there to the level that I am here in this game. And because it's open world and so like it's not just I enjoy this game, it's the rules of this universe are actually like more in line with my brain chemistry than the rules of this other universe, as in the IRL universe. And so it's a very comfortable place for me to just kill time and exist. The weird thing is, hello Stinky Cheese, how's it going? Also, question, can you hear me okay? Because there was some questions earlier about whether or not my microphone was like way too low or if it was like something that was more based on specific user side settings. Anyway, it's not important. Don't even worry about it if it doesn't matter. Going good? Hope you're doing good. Thank you. I'm doing great, actually. I'm honestly, I'm feeling fantastic. Coming off great? Fantastic! Hooray! Thank you. You've kind of made my stream in some ways because I have been dealing with some scuff. Oh, thank you for the follow! What would you like me to call you? I'm happy to call you Stinky if that's what you'd like to go by, or Stinky Cheese, or whatever, or something else. If it's something else, I warn you, I'll have to probably ask you a couple of times since, like, I have ADHD, and it's really hard for me to remember stuff, including what a person's name is if it's not, like, really obvious from their name. Whatever you want. All right, I'll call you Cheese. Okay, can I call you Cheese? I mean, I won't do it consistently, but there's this adorable, weird, incredibly weird, like, dirty anime thingy, kawaii anime thing where, like, so the story, and I don't know if it's apocryphal, so it's called Oruchiban Ebichu, or Ebichu. And so, first off, the aesthetics are based on, like, Hamtaro. So, like, a big, adorable children's anime hamster kind of thing. And so some linguistic background. In Japanese, when you take su and you replace it with chu, that's like making it cutesy. So, like, it's sort of like baby talk, but I think that it's like a little bit more effectively cutesy in a way that's, yeah. Anyway, that's just getting into whatever. But anyway, so the story, which I don't know if it's apocryphal, because Ebisu is voiced by the same voice actress, the same voice actor who voices Sailor Moon. like in the original Japanese. And so the story goes that she and some other people were reading this manga, this Ebichu manga, and they were just sort of like reading it and like having a fucking fun time, just like reading it out loud and screwing around, and that this somehow led to like the actual Sailor Moon being the voice for Ebichu in this fucking weird manga anime adaptation about like this incredibly perverted like kawaii hamster who was like this housekeeping hamster for this single woman in Tokyo, and like her sex life and just, oh god, and oh, it's so hard to explain. But for reasons, it's so hard to explain. It's adorable and hilarious and wonky and weird and fucked up and insane and ridiculous. And you can just like search Ebichu or Oruchiban Ebichu on YouTube, and I think it's all there. I haven't actually watched, I think, quite all of it, but I'm very close. This is like the only thing that I've ever successfully not binged after I loved it. Like, I ration it very slowly over the course of my life. I started watching it in like 2010, and I still haven't quite finished it, even though the episodes are like 10 minutes long. It's amazing and insane and ridiculous. Ebichu Man! And like, Ebichu is a girl, but Ebichu Man is like the superhero alter ego of Ebichu, which goes out into the night and like saves women's sex lives or something. It's really fucked up and weird and insane and crazy. And like, one of the like random character traits of Ebichu is that she loves ice cream and cheese, especially Camembert cheese. Camembert. I said Camembert. Camembert cheese. And so, like, when she's being very whiny and, like, wants, like, cheese and ice cream, she just goes, I chew, cheezu, I chew, cheezu, I chew. So she basically never says the word, like, she never says su, she only says chew. So, like, Ebi-su, I believe, is hamster, and Ebi-chu is her name, and Orusuban is, like, housekeeping. It's like sitting in a house, housekeeping. We're going to say Orusuban means housekeeping. So Oruchuban, Ebichu is housekeeping hamster. So this is housekeeping hamster. And her name is Ebichu. Oh god, it's just such a fucking thing. It's such a fucking thing, okay? We really got to finish watching this kit before we accidentally, like... I have been playing this very, very dangerous game for like 14 years. It has still not been taken down from YouTube completely or fallen away from. It's not like QI. I thought that I would have access to QI on YouTube forever. And then when it got, like licensed and whatever, it was like on Hulu or whatever, I thought like, okay, fine, it'll be on Hulu forever. And it just disappeared and I couldn't get it and it was gone and I was only saved by you. And there's still some missing seasons, many missing seasons. So we're playing a dangerous game. We should really finish Ebichu before it disappears off of the face of the earth. I feel like I've been watching a lot of apocalyptic media. And you know what? In the face of the apocalypse, Ebichu I don't think would be like saving Ebichu I don't think would be like high on the list of priorities. Download this. I mean, you know what? That's not a terrible idea. Okay, Kit. Can you imagine a time and like, not that I think that this is gonna happen or whatever, forbid, whatever, like you and I have a breakup or something and we've moved on, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I died, I don't know, but we've moved on and like you've become very, very close. I'm not saying, okay, this is like, I don't mean this in like a non-poly way. God, I'm getting like so turned in circles. I think the reason that I'm gone in this scenario is because of my specific, like, attachment ownership. Look, you know what? Ignore all of the weird stuff that I just said. But, like, if you ever were just, like, in the situation that I was in, where you were just like, I need to share Ebichu with you. You don't understand how much I need this context to be shared with you. You need to understand, like, the depth of context to the chi as a cutesy thing, but also kind of a, like a demented cutesy thing, all that stuff, and having to get someone to just understand this detail about you. And like, it's gone. It's just gone. I don't know what I would do. In fact, the fact that you got actually invested enough in the QI thing was incredibly Lucky for me. Because I do need you to, like, actually get that. My god, I went in such circles about this. I don't know. I did not intend any of that to be, you know, like mononormative or whatever. It was more about the idea that, like, you without, so, like, for me it's the idea of, like, without, like, the context or support of another person that is the reason that you know about a thing, having to, like, find some way to manufacture the emotional context of that thing without that person there to be part of it. It's tricky. I've done it a couple of times. Okay, I think this is the right way to go. There we go. Ooh, hello. It is so weird not being able to, like, follow my instincts about what constitutes... The fuck is this? Fine. I might take that off of you. You know what? Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Whatever. Anyway. Alright, is it the immediate turn? It is the immediate turn. You gotta move this. I've noticed that I really like, it really confuses me if I don't move the little brackets. There we go, I found it! Oh my god, I think this might be my fucking record.
Yes!
Absolutely, I need to pee and I'm afraid to do the BRB screen. Kit, should I just not do the BRB screen and just, like, have the cats here and some... I mean, the cats are gonna run away as soon as I get up to pee. And some, like, clips. I could put on some clips. I'm afraid to change scenes. Because of the technical issues. Put up some clips. Alright.
It's a Saph cat. Oh. Yes, poor Moonlight. Oh my god. Poor And an Eevee. Eevee.
Batman. Oh man. And shit, look, there's just so many Pokemon here.
These are all seed paintings. They're made of individual seeds.
Alright, we got... Alright, we're playing Name That Pokemon, guys. Alright. Name that Pokemon. Twerking upon the break streamer button. Alright. We'll watch this clip.
I hear she was born to imperial nobility, but a twist of fate brought her to the kingdom. She may seem carefree on the surface, but she's actually a kind soul who pays careful attention to everyone around her. She is a talented student who scored extremely high marks at the Royal School of Sorcery. She's cheerful and hardworking.
That was amazing.
Though she can be a bit oblivious.
Hold on,
Wow.
I have an idea of how to appreciate this.
Okay.
You sit still.
I'm sitting still. What's happening? Oh. Okay. Oh, this is what we're doing now. All right.
It was a bunch of bits, okay?
It was a bunch of bits. Okay. So we're gonna stream.
I'm so glad that the iOS
We're gonna stream like this for a bit.
I guess.
Wow.
You offered
Damn.
you offered this to me a bunch. Classic. You said you were Oh yeah, Sid. There's always a Sid. Yeah, there's always a Sid. So Sid is a guy who wanted to go to space, and he was really excited to go to space, but then like the space thing where he could have gone to space got like unfunded for some reason. But so he couldn't go to space. But he wanted to go to space. Like real bad. I love that so much. Man, I want to do all of this like experimentation and playing with stuff, but I'm also really afraid because OBS has been like fucking up and shit. Oh well. Ooh. Cats are running around. See if we get them back. Holy shit. So I just need to go back to the Sentinel thing. My god, I fucking did that in like record Saph time. Saph is on and thinky. Oh wow, yes, they actually like made the thing bigger. That makes sense. Right, the wind then pushes you all the way up. Oh, and it'll be so much easier to get the things from here. The treasure chests from up here. Oh my god, I almost put down a... Okay, so Ender keeps going to the corner where the door is and then like chasing his tail. I've seen him do it 3 times in 2 days. All right, get to open more of the... Like I said, one of my... Or, I don't think I've said it recently, but one of my goals for this game, for what I will consider like completing this game, is I want to open the entire underground map. Okay, so I can just like run around from here. Come on. Oh, there it is. Fair enough. Yeah, that is way easier. Okay, was that... Are you trying to scare me with fucking Guardian music? Because I fucking heard that. That is not okay. We were all traumatized by Guardians, and I'm really relieved that you removed it. Yeah, I said it. Thank you for removing Guardians. No, thank you. That's just some shit that I picked up. There we go. Just pick one. Okay, it seems like it's like right here. Maybe? Because, yeah, when they are frequently... How many can we just see from the top like this? Nope. Cats! Holy shit! Okay, it's like right here somewhere. Okay, that is not cool. Stop doing that, fucking game. I hate that musical sting. Yeah, I know, that was fair. I deserve that. Wait, where is this? Here? No. No. Where the fuck? Okay, I'm just fixated on where this treasure chest is. I don't even want it! Jesus. Here-ish? I don't even want it. I'm out of space to, like, keep things. Okay, that's just fucking cool, though. Okay, cat, get... Cat! Jesus, cat, stop it! Cat! Sorry, I have to chase a cat away. Cat, get down. I can't, literally, you're in front of every... Jama, cat! Jama! Get down! You're literally in front of every single thing that I need to watch. Freaking Jama cats. Alright. Yeah, I've literally, like, okay. Let's get back to... No! Right. Time to get back up to the, like, top side. Which, if I'm correct, all of the winds will have gotten strong enough now to take you all the way up. Yep. I totally lost that health for nothing, too. I probably don't need an actual... Man, I'm so like, ugh, this is so, ugh. Alright, one more try to find this fucking chest. I know that one of the reasons it's so annoying is that it just keeps, oh, it's probably there. Right around here. Oh, hello. Nope. Just a stopping point. Alright, just this one chest. I will then stop obsessing. Okay. That way. Yes, I know. I'm losing a bunch of health just because I keep falling. Oh, wait, hang on. I don't even want more stuff. A new Hylian has taken up the mantle. That is TOTK, whom only the best of the best dare challenge. Does Saph have what it takes to overcome this daunting journey and save the kingdom of Hyrule from the clutches of the Demon King? I shudder to see the outcome. Okay, that was fucking awesome. Welcome, welcome, and I love your fucking... I love the foxtail! Kid, throw in a fox! Throw in a fox! Here's a fox. Fox! I didn't give Kid a chance. We both threw in foxes. I love it! Welcome, TGN! Alright. where I've gotten just like short-term obsessed. How are you doing tonight? I have never been more impressed by an introduction. Okay, I've gotten mildly obsessed with like where this fucking... No, not you. This fucking one chest is. But like, I'm about to go and do like the underground bit of this. I don't know, I just want to know if I can actually find it. Okay, it's not that way. It's like here somewhere. Oh, there it is, I found it! I let myself take a bunch of like falling damage just for this. Yeah, no. So the foxtail is delightful. We love our foxes. Oh yay, and it was a shield. I was sure it was gonna be like a fucking like a thing I didn't have any like inventory space for. It was like a good ass shield. Fabulous. All right, now we can actually do the thing. Man, okay, so one of the things that I've been kind of bad at doing is getting over the instinct to, oh gosh, am I gonna make this? Yeah, I did. Cool. Is getting over the instinct to like always have full health. I mean, it's because of like, you know, one shot kill protection and stuff, right? Like you get protection from one hit kills if you have full hearts. But the more hearts you have, the less it's like important to constantly keep it up, and the more sort of expensive it is, right? Like I keep my like, I have 2 hardy like things, like I can't just take that every single time that I, but like, yeah, I do have a bunch of like crap just kind of taking up space here. Fish pie. Yeah, all right, so there we go. Let's do, all right, so the roasted porgies are actually for a purpose. All right, cool. You know what? I'm good. And I'm not like obsessed with doing things in the least possible. You know what? Let's save because we're now going to do the bottom of this thing. So I take it, Angel. I can't call you Angel. TGN Angel. What would you like to be called? That you're a fan of Zelda or Breath of the Wild TOTK or just this whole fucking specific game dealio. Okay, was I just checking? Oh right, I was gonna save before shenanigans. That's the thing we do. No. Hell fucking yeah. Actually, I don't hate the idea of... God, I hate the Guardian Sting. I never played Breath of the Wild, and Angel is what streamers usually call me. Alright, Angel it is then. Are you a Zelda fan then? Or a TOTK fan? Or, I don't know, what brings you here, and also... You know what? You don't owe me any kind of explanation for why your introduction was so cool. It just seemed like it was based on a love of this particular property. And I'd love to know if that was true. Awesome. Alright, this is dark enough that I might... Either the property or the game. Because I fell in love with Breath of the Wild, like, so hard. Zelda fan indubitably, fantastic. Would you like to see... Okay, so you'll appreciate that these fucking 3 cats that are goddamn all over the place. Should I do... I was gonna say, should I do a kitty party? But I think that I would need like 3 people to want a kitty party. But I have 3 cats. They're running all the fuck around. And they're called the Triforce of Kittens. And that is their emote. They're all different. They're brothers, but they're all different colors with different personalities. It's like they're from a cartoon. They're basically the DuckTales. Woohoo! Nephews. Kitty party? Okay, I was gonna say if 3 people requested a kitty party, I'd do a kitty party. Alright, we'll do a kitty party. It's gonna be a mess, but it's fine. Alright, boys. You wanna do a kitty party? I can't believe this still fucking works on you. I bought this when you guys were babies. Why do you still like this? It should be like dried and old and shitty. You guys never quite reacted to catnip like normal cats. There, kitty party. Stop it. There's nothing there. All of the shit is up here, you dumb cat. Why are you being weird? Fine, do it. I don't care. Everyone saw you. Your brothers are getting all the cool shit because you're off looking for something better. There is a metaphor about life in there. Ender. Dumbass cat. There, here he comes. He's back. He recognizes there's not another thing going on. Kitty party. This is like this catnip is years old. It should not. First off, they never actually like responded to catnip the way that other cats respond. Like the whole getting high thing. They just like seem to like want to like lick it. Then again, there we go, some pretty catnippy. But it's so old. I feel like it's all just like honestly completely like psychosomatic at this point. Apparently cats can have psychosomatic reactions. I think they think that they're more into this. This is fucking old ass. I bought catnip once. Like 4 years ago, 3 years ago or something. And they're still reacting like this. This is not fresh catnip. Why are you reacting this way? Weird cats. They're acting pretty catnippy about this, Sunset. Alright. I wonder if the hype kitty command works. Kit, could you stick in hype kitty and see if anything comes up? Hey, stop. I know that only furs works. Only furs definitely will bring up a random cat clip. Do we still have that kitty hype? That's definitely not a thing. I've never made a no, because hype kitty was when Moonlight was chill enough to do the hype kitty dance. Hype, hype, hype. Hype, hype, hype. Hype your kitty. Hype your... What did you just do? Huh. They figured out... Wait, what? No, cats. Holy shit! What are you doing? I think they've gotten smarter in some weird ways. Because in years and years and years, they have never realized that in the BB-8 tin is where this stuff lives. And suddenly they're like actually chasing it down and shit. Anyway. It's not hype kitty. But yeah, so do we still own only furs, I wonder? Alrighty. Let's do this. Oh my god, you guys finished a train without me being there? Ah, you jerks! I was trying to give you something because I was trying to get... Hey, that's my... No! Wait, kitty That's my pie! Oh my god, Ender stealing my pie. Yep. Mood. Trying to use the giant seeds a little bit more. In which case, I don't need to wear that. Let's wear something more stealthy. Or fuck it, let's just go with attacky. Cats, Jesus, you guys are very on now. Well, so you're saying that kitty hype worked? I don't think that I've ever set kitty hype. I've never even thought the words kitty hype in that order. Alright, should I just go straight for the actual battle, or should I actually run around first? I never said that. I just thought it might have been something I misremembered, and it was worth trying the other version. Oh, okay, gotcha, thank you. Alright, cats, just don't destroy anything. Alright, well, oh my god, they have climbed into, okay. My god, that's honestly more interesting than this stream. You want to see? Wow! Holy shit, boys! I guess it's possible for old ass catnip to really get to cats still. I'm so afraid to switch to just chatting so you can just see the cats because I'm afraid that OBS will freak out and freeze. But look, 3 cats. And I apologize for misunderstanding you, Kit. Alright, I have to get you at some point. Fuck it, that would just make it so much easier, right? Well, no, you're not an actual Bright Bloom seed. Although I can't actually leave here until I get a Bright Bloom seed. Fuck, should I just do this battle? To just catting? No, I didn't mean the category. I meant the scene in OBS. So that you could see a larger version of just cats. Right. No, not as a category. It was more that, like, yeah, I could switch the scene itself to be more. Here, let's find a good. I don't think I know a single other streamer who changes actual camera angles as much as I do. It's definitely a vibe here. All right. We in good enough shape to get back to this battle. And we have kittens. And we have the Only Furs command. This is Moonlight. Moonlight is historically chill. Went through a phase where she'd change her angles a lot, but I think she's mostly doing the one angle now. Yeah, I mean, I think I do it a lot because I just think that, like, the kittens are worth showing off as often as possible, and that means moving things around live. Also, occasionally, like, back in the day, I used to, like, dress up more aggressively, and then, like, I'd change things so that you could see more of my costume or whatever. And I don't want to lose that, for sure. The dressing up. Aw, good boy. There's Moonlight. Moonlight is the hype kitty. He's the one who usually let me do the hype kitty dance. But he's also like... Oh, did you do the thing again? I like did not mean for that to happen, but I'm sure it just did. And, oh, hats and masks and horns. Okay, okay, I'm gonna officially up the cost of hats and masks and horns. Because I do get it, like, more often than other things in a way that I don't understand quite why I get it as often as other things. Alright, hats and masks and horns. What should I wear? Something the cats won't eat. Ideally. Ooh, how about the one that... No. Okay. Alright, we'll see. I'll be right back. Hopefully a cat will be here to entertain you while I'm gone. I'll be right back. Nope, cat, stop. No, that's not a toy. Stop, cat, stop. No. Alright, can't wear these, because cats will eat them. Alright, let's find something less feathery. A little less feathery. Huh. This isn't even mine? I'm not sure. Alright, let's do some, like, compare and picture things. Meow! Meow! Alright, let's go with this. Oh, the richest lady. Okay. Thank you for the follow. Angel, thank you. I appreciate it. What does TNG stand for if you, not TNG, TGN stand for if you don't mind me asking? By all means, don't tell me. Feel free to not share. I was gonna say, okay, so I was about to say feel free to tell me to fuck off, and I realized that that's like a sort of set phrase. I'm not like actually like inviting abusive language for a, you know, a question that has nothing inherently prying about it. It's interesting that it's a set phrase, you know what I mean? I think that the reason that it's a set phrase amongst people who are pretty decent people is because my suspicion is because it is as a reaction from very non-innocuous questions. So like as a person of color, I like, so back when Quora was interesting, before it became kind of mundane, I actually had like an incredibly popular answer to a thing that was about like whether or not it was racist to ask somebody like where they're from. And because like it was one of those situations where I tend to not be a person who like feels much of a draw to answer, to like, you know, to respond to someone's wrong on the internet, or to answer, like, basically I don't tend to engage in the internet and stuff like that. This was sort of like in the early days of Quora when it was a little bit more promising, and this question, the thing about the answers was like they all, like all of the ones that I saw were missing the point. And so I put in an answer that I thought, you know, was, you know, what I really thought, and it ended up becoming like one of my most popular things on, I don't know, the internet, Quora, anyway, whatever. And not like massively, but like enough that I like felt good about the fact that like it was an interesting question that was getting some traction, and then my answer like became a big thing. And the reason that the thing that everyone was missing was there were a lot of people who were talking about the concept of like basically being interested in like various ways in which they were interested in a particular culture that was engaged by the person that they were asking having like an accent or something. And I was pointing out that like a lot of these answers that say that it's like, yeah, no, it's fine, is like people being like, oh yeah, no, I like it when people ask me about like where I'm from, because they were actually from somewhere else, right? And they had like an accent, or there was some reason to understand that that person was from somewhere else and wanted to share that. And I was explaining that like, here's the thing though. If somebody is asking you where you're from because you've given any indication that you're from somewhere else, there's a little bit of, let's say, cover there. But I was born and raised in New York State. And my experience of the question, where are you from, is the question, where are you from? No, where are you really from? When New York does not pass muster as the correct answer. And the only explanation for that, especially because like I used to be married to somebody who was literally from Ukrainian immigrant. No one ever asked him where he was from. But they would ask me. And the reason is because they're not asking you where you're from. Not really. They're asking you why you're not white, to explain your non-whiteness, to explain the way in which you don't belong, to explain your non-belonging, because there's something about you that makes them think there's something other about you, and they're demanding an explanation of it. And there are like 6 things about this that are like fucked up and wrong, and I feel like I have to explain that less now than I did, I don't know, goddamn 10 years ago when I'd had this Quora answer. When people were like, yeah, just even more ignorant than they are now about the fact that, yeah, I've spent my life having to explain my differentness and my otherness to people. And it is absolutely offensive because you are expecting me to be different in some meaningful way from you. And if I tell you an answer that does not pass muster for that, like, yeah, the follow-up tends to be, no, where are you really from? And the thing about that whole thing is that it's not okay to, or natural to be curious. It's that it's not okay to make that curiosity someone else's problem. And I was explaining, and I think that at the time, it's like again, it was like at least 10 years ago, probably a little bit more. I think around 10 years ago. Where the example that I used that I think made the most sense to people was explaining why it's not okay to just ask someone if they're gay. And that part of the reason, which I don't think that it's really clear if you don't like really think about this stuff a lot, is that the thing is, if you are, let's say, gay, queer, and queer in general, which is like a thing, like a more inclusive thing that we'll say now, but let's just say in like the most basic way, like in the most basic understanding of like homosexual in like the clearest sense of the word, and you know, like not closeted, whatever, just like totally comfortable, all that shit. Like the thing is, if you're friends with that person, if you're acquaintances with that person, if you treat that person at all like a person, you will certainly have that information confirmed in the course of normal life, in the course of normal interaction. In the course of normal interaction, it'll come up and it'll be confirmed. If you just treat them like a person, it won't like remain a secret forever. If a person who is openly gay is gay, if you're just a person in their lives, that's not a thing that's like a secret to their friends or to even acquaintances or people at work or whatever, people that they're like, whatever, if they're, as long as they're comfortable. It's not like a shocking thing. The thing I was trying to explain is that the reasons my like ethnic background is like sensitive personal information, and people who are like in my life, my friends who like treat me like a person, that is not the primary thing that they need to know about me or whatever, like they will probably over the course of normal interaction with me eventually learn, because it's relevant to my being in the world, where it is that my ethnic background comes from or whatever. It's not like a big secret. It's not even like hard to find out. But when you decide that it is a personal piece of information that you're entitled to because of your curiosity about like explaining my differentness, you are both making my differentness or my otherness the primary and only, you're defining me as my otherness. You are also foisting otherness upon me, which is like not at all fair or reasonable. You're defining me by it, and you are making your curiosity my problem by like prying into personal information about like my ethnic background that is not like your business to know just because you looked at me and wondered why I wasn't a white person. And like, yeah, like most of my life, like that is the shit that I've dealt with. It's actually been getting better, you know, in the past, 10 years or so. But the past 10 years or so was not my formative years. When I was doing this answer, I was past grad school, is when I was like, yeah, I'm older than I look. For people who are new here, I'm a lot older than I look. But yeah, 10 years ago when all of this was happening was past grad school for me. I have no idea if this is interesting to anybody else, but you know what? I don't care. I just say stuff that I feel like talking about. I wonder what the stuff that's settling at the bottom of this drink is. See that dark stuff? Yeah, I wonder what that is. Glad that there's like a good kitty stream anyway. Oh right, here, I was like, should I just fucking deal with that? I could do that. Fuck it. Let's see, what have I got here? Oh, thank you. I don't know which one it is. I don't know which of the points you're talking about, but I still really appreciate the validation. Because yeah, it's not about whether or not it's natural to be curious. It's about whether or not it's okay for you to foist that, to make that curiosity my problem in a way that's invasive. That's not okay. That's when it becomes not okay. Awesome. I feel like I did a great amount of damage real quick. Let's turn off that. What the fuck is that? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, it's just a fucking this. God damn it, you're in the way, prize. Oh my god, I love you, Tulin. Yes, Tulin! Did you just do that alone? Jesus, Tulin is the best. Little scamp. Best little scamp. Woo! He's the best scamp. I love Tulin. Especially because, like, I'm so glad that they did not force me to endure the, like, the dude who's, like, what, Tulin's father? I think he's Tulin's father. That dude was not gonna be, like, a fun... I mean, granted, I appreciate that, like, this whole thing seems to have been planned with enough lore that they basically already set up the successors to all of the champions. Although it occurs to me that, like, man, why wasn't the obnoxious Rito dude dead like the others? Were there two obnoxious Rito dudes and I, like, forgot because they were both similarly obnoxious? I'm confused. Never mind. It's not important. All right, I think we had something here worth. Let's see. Hi Tanuki, how's it going, bud? Earlier I was using your stream to double check that my stream wasn't broken. Let's do a thing and see how it goes. I'm curious. I'm curious what happens if I do just a typed
how's the stream? We're playing some Genshin multiplayer.
Is that cut off at the top for you guys? Oh, it is. No, wait, it's not. Never mind. No, it's not.
I hate that it's a 10-second cooldown for me to use that attack, though. Flippin' Hackman, welcome in. I love that name.
We are the Tanuki. No. All right, so here's the thing. If I use my SO button, although it looks like, oh no, there it is. If I use the button, will give me the same clip.
How's the stream?
Yep. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna have to, like, go into some of these settings and stuff. I really like when they're, like, more random.
I hate that it's a 10-second cooldown for me to use that attack, though. Flippin' Hackman, welcome in. I love that name.
Yeah, I'm just, like, messing around with the actual, like, hey, cat, move. You're, like, literally in front of my... There. Have you been Tanuki? How was your stream today? Tanuki is awesome. Tanuki has been streaming for, like, thousands of days. Like, straight. Crafty, hi! Circadian rhythm to the EST today has thoroughly failed, so might as well watch some TNT shenanigans. Thank you, Crafty! As somebody who is literally, like, one of the things that I'm doing tonight is trying to, like, you know, energetically use up my night because, like, the last 2 nights I've been up until, like, 5, 6 in the morning. The best thing that I can do is just, like, go so hard that I'll actually fall asleep. But yeah, it's tough. But I also have, like, ADHD, which, like, one of the few things that every single person who has ADHD seems to have in common is sleep disorder of some kind. Some kind of sleep disruption. Whatever. You know what? I'm just going to do the emote and then just be, like, done. Crafty, don't fly out till Thursday, so I've got days to calibrate. Absolutely. What are you doing there? Because, like, the thing about the East Coast is that because it's earlier, I find it to, like, kind of fix itself. Like, I'll go there, and then whatever's the reason that I went there, that thing will cause my clock to be fixed. But yeah. All right. Oh, right. I was trying to find a thingy. Cousin's wedding. Hey, that seems like a thing where your current circadian rhythm's probably fine. Weddings are late night affairs, broadly. You don't have to do anything at like 8 in the morning. And if you did, whatever. It's like you're 11 in the morning. No, it's not. It's like you're 5 in the morning. Fuck. Right, it was easier when I was... Okay, you know what? Right now, here's what we're actually focusing on. Where are my good kitties? I was focusing on what I should connect this thing... Oh, there it is. I knew there was something here. There we go. Oh, fuck, yeah. Not bad. Wait, am I wet right now? I guess I am. Wait. 68. Yeah, it must be wet right now. Yep. Shut up, you guys. Don't be that guy. Okay, wow, that was easy and quick. Let's do this. I'm guessing that this will open up this, like, the cages around this. My god, every single thing that I am saying is so fucking, like, kinky. My buttons are working. I'm so pleased my buttons are working. And also, I'm so pleased that my kittens are Triforcey here. They're all here. I love it. Oh, right. I added a bunch of shit just to see what would happen. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens if I click this button. It worked! Done. Did it. Done. Did it. I don't know why it's going so long, but still. Yay, I haven't did it. I fly out at 6:30 a.m., so I need to be up at 4. That's a lot less awkward for me if my body's already feeling like that's 7 a.m. EST rather than 4 a.m. PST. Gotcha. Me personally, when I'm traveling like that, I prefer to feel like it's all fucked up and wrong, and then I sleep and then it fixes itself. And rather than feeling like, oh yeah, it's normal to get up at that time. Ooh, holy shit. Yes, armor. Oh my god, that would explain a bunch. But yeah, no, there's nothing about, like, the way that I do this that I think is, like, right. So, don't worry about that. I mean, me. Whatever the fuck I'm saying. Yes, I actually have all 4 pieces now. Bone weapon proficiency. That's actually not bad, depending on how you use it. I don't think I have anything to use it with, but still. Cool. Fucking rad. Look at me. Look at me being all cool. Yeah. Let's also switch to a different weapon. Something I don't mind using up right now. That's clearly the one that I made, even though it's, like, technically the best one. Alright, we've got some icy stuff over there. This is for, like, breaking shit. How's that? That seems like a thing yeah, it's just some garbage I made to use up. Fucking rad! Okay, so I need to find... Alright, so... somehow, some way... there needs to be a fucking light route here. I wonder if they ever considered having the Shrine of Light... Wait a second. Or any other, or even a separate thing in the fucking, the fuck, the sensor. Like, actually sense light routes. Huh. Oh, there we go. It's a ladder. Okay, so I was like, there's never 2 of these things for no reason. There's gotta be some reason this is here. Yes! And it's that chest! Fuck yeah. Plus I rolled a 16 on my cannabis tolerance break check. So my spasticity is less mitigated than usual, which makes it hard to get to sleep in the first place. Well, fuck. 16 on my cannabis tolerance. Okay, I'm gonna need, like, I'm gonna need you to either break down either the non-joke or the joke or the whatever that's going on in cannabis tolerance break check. Break check? I think it's the break that's getting me. And also partially just because I've been listening to a bunch of Taz Balance, like original fucking Taz. The Adventure Zone. It's a real play. Wait, what the fuck? Hang on. What did I just end up dropping? Oh no, I'm not gonna drop that. Hang on. What am I gonna drop? I gotta fucking go and use up these goddamn weapons. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go fucking do that. Like, immediately. But not with the Zora sword. Maybe a giant boomerang. I hate giving up the giant boomerang, but I have too many other good things. Because I'm still trying to figure out... Okay, look, you know what? If I don't have a fucking Molduga sword or whatever... Yeah, this is fucking nothing. This is nothing. It just happens. God damn it! You know what? Yeah, no, that's General's hammer. That's fine. All this is fine. And it seems like my beeping stopped, which is even better. Nope, my beeping didn't fully stop. But still, I'm at the top of this thing, which means that somewhere there is gotta be a light route. In fact, the light route has gotta be right the fuck here. Where is this light route? I'm gonna climb this. I don't have to do this, I just want to get out of these clothes. I care about clothes. I like to look good. I routinely take tolerance breaks from tolerance breaks! Okay, my cannabis tolerance break. Okay. Okay, I think I was not, what's it called? Parsing everything quite right. Not partaking for XA16 detriment determined by the roll of a d20. Oh my god. Okay, so I used to, especially early on, whatever, back in the day, I had this wonderful set of dice that I fucking loved, and one of the things that I used to do with it, like a good, at least more than a decade before I was, actually diagnosed with ADHD, before I knew anything about it, I used to write down like a whole bunch of things that I needed to get done, or needed to do, or needed to work on, and roll. Okay, do we think that I'm actually coming to the top of something, or is this just like a fool's errand? I guess it's not the biggest deal. I could always just make more. Oh yeah, no, I made a bunch. God, I am not sure. Is there something here or not? Jesus. It seems like maybe there isn't? What the fuck? How far the fuck up does this go? What am I doing right now? Am I just wasting stuff I made? I think maybe I am. You know what? I think I probably just am. The fuck? Well. Okay, well I managed to not die. Alright, well, here's the... Nope, even better. Yeah, that looks like it goes up forever. Yeah, no, there was no top of that. Well, fuck that. Where the fuck is the light route for this? God damn it. I don't believe that there's no light route. I don't believe you for one fucking second. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, it's right the fuck there. It was just on the other side. It was right here. The whole time. I'm an idiot. Well, I'm not gonna walk in there wearing like climbing armor so that the goddess or whatever is seeing me do this knows that I tried to goddamn climb the infinite climby thing. But yes, anyway. 10, thank you, Kit. I'm assuming that this is why you did that and rather than the climby thing. But that, yeah, 10 years ago or whatever, when I had absolutely no diagnosis or even like a thing of ADHD, I somethinged. I somethinged for sure. I totally remember what I was talking about, what point I was making. Oh yeah, I do. I used to make lists in my just coping when I was trying to. So basically, I consider myself as so here's like a totally real thing that I actually care about you believing is real and like, that I'm not like understating or something. The level to which, because like we now have this like, you know, this pat term called imposter syndrome, but I really thought that it was like not applied to me because the thing that I was reacting to was my undiagnosed ADHD. So I was certain, absolutely certain, that I specifically was an idiot who only was managing to go to these elite schools and get these whatever because I was working harder than everyone else on a massive scale. And the thing is, and to a level that actually was like real, like, you know, I didn't make friends in college. I didn't go to parties. I didn't do anything. And I saw that everybody else around me was doing that stuff and not fucking dying and like completely losing their shit and just like, so I was like, oh, all of these people are so much smarter than me. The only reason that I'm here is because I forgo everything. I forgo any social life. I forgo any relaxation. I forgo anything. All I do is work harder and harder and harder than anybody else so that I'm allowed to stay here. And by the way, the reason that I even was motivated to do that is like its own separate trauma, which is that I had the type of upbringing in childhood where I was like absolutely determined to be financially independent. I was like at these elite schools where people wanted to change the world and shit. I didn't want to change the world. All I wanted to be was to not be financially dependent on my family or anybody else because of the sort of trauma that I had around that stuff, around like the fact that my Muslim family was trying to control me in major ways and like almost stop me from going to college. And I had to call their bluff by trying to emancipate from them so that I could reapply to school with and get financial aid as an emancipated minor and pay for college myself, because they tried to actually stop me from going to college because they were trying to control me. They didn't like that I, you know, was like had a sexuality and wanted to be independent and make my own choices and all that shit. And like, Jesus, oh God, so many things. Anyway, so the D20 thing, I cannot believe how far I've gotten from the D20 thing, which is that one of the things that I used to do, because I, like the way that I explained the fact that I had to work so much harder than everyone else just to sort of keep pace, was like I was just an idiot who was just working harder than everyone else because I was so traumatized by my upbringing that I like needed to be, you know, like I needed to be financially independent. I needed to be successful because I could not allow myself to fall back under the control of my family. And so one of the things that I would do, because like, and now I know that it's just because ADHD brain, one of the things that I would do to force myself to do things is that I would write big lists of things that I should do and roll a D20 and do whatever the thing that the D20 told me to do. And so when I was like sort of at the point in my life where I was like, okay, I think I'll do some dating, and I like went on OkCupid and made a dating profile. For some reason, one of the most like engaged parts of my profile was the fact that I used a D20 to determine what I was gonna do. I don't know, this like always stayed with me. Just the fact that like this was one of the most commented upon aspects of my profile. People would just like ask me what I meant by that or what like whatever, and just like, I don't know, I just like have a list of stuff to do, and I would just like roll a D20 and I just do whatever that was. I didn't know why it was such a big thing. Now I kind of think that it was like less about it being an individually fascinating thing that people cared that much about, and a little bit more just a like, you know, guys trying to find a specific thing to prove that they read your profile when they are writing a message to you, and like that being a thing that stuck out as a thing that like they could ask about and you know, engage with in order to, you know, like set themselves apart from like the other trillion men who are sending you messages on OkCupid. My uni called it duck syndrome. Put on the facade you're doing okay for others while you're madly paddling to stay afloat on the surface. So duck syndrome is slightly different. Duck syndrome is actually like a huge thing. Stanford specifically, I know, duck syndrome is like particularly prevalent. Stanford is like, so I actually know a lot about elite universities in the United States because for a while my profession, and I was quite good at it, was college admissions coaching and helping people get into colleges like this. And I got quite good at it. I like had enough of a reputation that in the country that I was working, there was this whole weird drama where after my first cycle, where a bunch of my students got into elite colleges, rival admissions consulting firms started to claim that I worked there. And my firm had to come to me and be like, hey, you're not actually working for other places, right? Because that's like super in violation of your contract. And I was like, what? No, I'm not. And then like they showed me like so their lawyer had to go after these places and be like, you're fucking lying that our teacher is working at your school and she's not. Oh god, goddamn, Vietnam is so fucking cutthroat. I mean, I need to pee, y'all. But yeah, Vietnam is like the most cutthroat place that I have ever lived, and I've lived in a lot of places. It was like, oh god, extremely cutthroat, and that was like not the only. In many ways, it was very cutthroat. And the funny thing is, it was also like, I think that this, like, to me, this felt extremely natural, but it was both cutthroat and extremely like egalitarian from the sexes were much more egalitarian in Vietnam than any other place that I'd ever like lived and or worked in a meaningful way, where I feel like I have a real like meaningful insight into that society. Women had tons of power in Vietnam, and also the whole place was very cutthroat. And I feel like it was the cutthroatness that allowed more of a meritocracy than other places. But because that cutthroatness was also like caused by things that are like horrifying, absolutely no protection of rights. There no, like, truth being less important than, like, we actually had a situation where I had to give a particular student special treatment because her mother owned or ran or operated a pretty prominent newspaper, and the mother explicitly and directly threatened to print lies about my company to defame it and to destroy it, basically, if we did not give her daughter special treatment. And so I had to, like, give this student special. No, that is honestly what Vietnam was like all the time. Vietnam was a level of cutthroat that we usually only see on like dramas like Succession, at like the most mundane level, just everywhere and all the time. It was that cutthroat. And like, there's something about, like, I think when you're that cutthroat, you're just like, you're less worried about, misogyny than you are about, like, wait, this woman is capable of getting my ends met. And like, there was actually, it was not helicopter parenting at all, Crafty. No, that's not what this was. Helicopter parenting is a very different thing. This was a cutthroat world where things like that happened all the time. Like I got screwed over by like a student who like went out of her way to charm me, bring me flowers, and like make me think that she was like her friend and that she valued me a lot, and just to like screw me over in a big professional way later on. And then like, oh god, so much fucking that happened there, and there was so much just like deception involved in her entire application that I didn't even know about, because like I went out of my way to make sure that there was no deception. I never wrote essays for students. I never did their work for them. I just coached them. I would basically like counsel them and help talk to them about like who they were and what was important to them, and like help them with their writing, help them learn how to be capable of actually succeeding in college. Because the thing about kids who cheat in this kind of environment is that they can get maybe a coach, like an unethical coach, could get them into college, but that kid is not going to succeed. I was actually helping kids who were I thought were genuinely able to succeed in these schools, just understand the thing that they had no ability to know, which like we had all the advantages of, like all of us like American kids and all that shit. We knew what it was that constituted like, an incredibly what's the word, like a not passe, but just like a cheesy, like what constitutes bad writing from like a stylistic perspective. What constitutes like a bad personal statement? Because like they don't know that like, oh my god, do not write about your like dead pet. That is like there's like a joke about like how much like a kid thinks that that's a profound experience, and it just fucking like is like it's just like incredible. Like, do not write about like, you know, like just like there's like several things about like how like incredibly trite might be the word I'm looking for. Incredibly trite like admissions essays and things like that like, you know, we kind of learned about, and you know, not everybody in America does, but like these kids, like they were incredible at English, and they had no good reason to be except that they were just very bright and worked really hard at it, and they were good enough at English to write a trite essay is actually like, you're fucking brilliant actually. And so I'm going to talk to you about like what makes you special, and that the things that the things that you think that colleges want to see are not like, oh, I don't know, did a bunch of charity and I have a bunch of like extremely condescending things to say about like people being exploited that I have nothing in common with and can't possibly speak to the experience of. This is like a whole other thing that I could go on a tangent about, and probably would if I didn't need to pee so bad. I need to get to the end of this thought just so that I can pee. But yeah, like, no, like just talk to me. I like the early sessions that I have these students, just getting to know them and finding out what actually drives them, what they're interested in, and talking to them about that. And then I'd like ask them more questions about like what they do with their time, what they do, like what they think about, you know, what they actually engage in intellectually and emotionally, and like, you know, what they actually care about, what their experiences are, what about their existence as a human being on the world is, you know, I had enough at the time, even, and that was years ago, but still at the time had enough like actual like perspective to be able to tell them the difference between something that was an incredibly mundane experience and something that was actually interesting. They couldn't tell, they didn't have the context. So I would talk them through that. I would help them structure an essay about. I would tell them to write a draft of it. I would give them notes on how to fix it up for the next draft. I would help them. But yeah, it was an incredibly rewarding job. I really thought it really felt like I was helping the kids who most were deserving of this incredible privilege in like other places. And like, this is in the universe where like people don't get access to higher education that is particularly elite and all that shit because they deserve it. That's not how any of this shit works. It's not how privilege works. But insofar as I had any opportunity to decide that like one kid who genuinely was, you know, smart and driven and deep and interested in and driven enough to like want it, versus somebody who could just like have a parent do enough like blackmail and paying people off and whatever to get somebody to fake their kids you know, admission, which is like, yeah, you know, this is like the Rebecca Romaine stuff of like, hey, Destrar. But yeah, the Rebecca Romaine and all of that stuff, were like at the highest levels that's happening here too. But in other countries, like the more you get into like, so like in Southeast Asia, so in Vietnam, for example, there's absolutely no such thing as having enough money to be able to pay for this. There's no such thing as a student loan. There's no such thing as there's no such thing as a student loan. There's no such thing as like even like barely like a small percentage of the people that were my students were people who like might have enough money to pay for any of this. But the thing is, we're talking about basically we could only apply to colleges where like there was the possibility that the tuition would be covered, because they had to be so brilliant, and you as a university in America or whatever had to be interested enough in having, you know, a brilliant Vietnamese student who could not possibly pay for this, because they're like the scale of money in Vietnam is just, unless you're at the very, very, very top elite. And I was already dealing with the elite of Vietnam, but the elite of Vietnam was not necessarily going to compare to like, you know, the upper middle class of the Western world that could pay $200,000 for an education. That is not a thing that you could do. So you needed to be so amazing that you would actually fall into the small number of people who would get money to be allowed to do this. And the thing is, while I think that like for sure like most people and like most students in the Western world who are trying to get like this very elite education, they're overestimating how much it is worth. Like I guarantee you. Because in in the Western world, for the most part, the thing that matters in your career is the career experience that you can point to, the actual career accomplishments. And before long, what school you went to fucking matters not at all. But like my background, we were talking about this earlier. I come from Bangladesh. I was talking about working in Southeast Asia. Like, these places, the truth is, if you have that degree, that will actually allow you to be in a position of power that, like, you could be the fucking finance minister because you went to this school, in a way that, like, that's not a thing. That's not a guarantee that you can do anything in a major it's the Rebecca Remain thing of hate us, right? Thank you. Exactly. Oh, did I not even finish the Rebecca Remain thing of, like, getting your... Okay, I didn't. Now I can even hear it now that I'm, like, repeating it. That, like, no, I never finished the thing about Rebecca Remain. I'm just assuming everybody knows about it. I really need to pee, guys. Seriously. Okay, you know what? Here, look at cats and clips while I pee.